Yo, what up, guys? Welcome to another market review of indices, E-mini S&P 500 futures and a NASDAQ. Today, I was actually looking for the equal lows because let's go to the 1 hour time frame, and you can literally see this low created down here, and this low did just wick slightly below it. And I even posted in the group, like, if we leave the buy side liquidity intact, anticipate a run into the 4 hour fair value gap, which is below here. So I was actually favoring that to get run out before we went up, but we did not leave the buy side liquidity intact, and instead we just ran up. So that's fine too. High time frame is still bullish, right? So let's go to the daily time frame real quick, and let me remove all the annotations. We still have this original consolidation of the market maker buy model, right? So original consolidation and the smart money reversal down here. And we're in the buy side of the curve at the moment, favoring this to get liquidated. We're respecting that volume imbalance, right? Like I said at the start of the week. Yeah, and I'm still favoring the push up to here. It's NFP week, so I don't know if we're gonna rate it beforehand. So I'm gonna stay flat, and my bias will be still bullish, but I'm not anticipating anything because it's August, right? First week of the month too, and NFP week. So yeah, let's dive into the lower time frame and see where the opportunity was today. Now looking at structure over here, obviously the sell side liquidity down here did not get rated, and it has been left intact. So I guess retail concepts win this time. So yeah. Looking at previous daily high, right over here, we always want to target previous daily highs or previous daily low. There's a lot of liquidity present over there. You can have an inside bar so that it doesn't take the previous daily high or low. Most of the time that happens when there's a bank holiday or anything like that. But definitely with bullish order flow, we like to target the high of the of previous day, which was the draw on liquidity. Now we have this short-term high or intermediate-term high over here. Now look at how the order flow is over here, right? So this is new. This is the end of the previous day. Then we're going into after hours. Asia session starts to consolidate, right? And then we're slowly building up. What are we building up over here, right? It's slowly like a ladder going up, right? So what does retail see? Trend line, right? Trend line liquidity. We of course liquidate the trend line because that's what the algorithm does. It takes that liquidity. We break down below daily opening price, right? But the key thing to note over here, we are breaking down below daily opening before 8:30 opening, right? So ideally we want to trade below daily opening price, New York midnight, right? When we want to be a buyer. But sometimes we're that much bullish that we don't even trade below daily opening at the time of 8:30 opening. Then we can use the 8:30 opening price as the daily opening price. So we want to see it wick below or trade below the 8:30 opening price and then anticipate a buy from there. But looking at the whole structure pre-market, during London session, we had a break of structure over here. You can actually see displacement when we trade through it. And importantly, right, we had a sell side liquidity rate also happening before that by a break of structure. Very important. Price respecting bullish order flow over here, leaving a fair value gap behind, which got perfectly respected, right, over here. This one is in discount, right? So if you take your fib from the swing low to the swing high, which is from here to here, it hits that, almost hits that 62 level, but we're in discount, so this fair value gap is legit. And you see it respected, creating another displacement. And look at how the candles wick through it, but the bodies are closing inside it, right? And that's a good indication that it's gonna hold. If you're uncertain, if it closes that like in the lower part of the fair value gap, just wait. Wait another candle. We'll see what it does, right? If it like jumps up and shoots up, yeah, and then you miss it. But if you see the next candle close inside again, preferably in the higher part of the fair value gap, then you get some more confirmation that we're probably gonna follow a bullish order flow, right? And then after this fair value gap got hit, another displacement up. So every time look, this is what happens every time. We see this sell side liquidity, so we have a short-term swing low, gets rated, and then you see that impulsive move up. So if we're bullish, we just rate the sell side liquidity and then instantly move up. That's a good signature to see what order flow you are currently in, right? So displacement after a sell side liquidity rate, every time that happens, good indication. Another displacement over here, and then we're getting into that 8:30 opening, right? We did create a short-term SMT over here with NASDAQ, and I'm gonna flick over to the NASDAQ chart in a second. But actually, this rates buy-side liquidity, right? So normally you don't wanna take another trade when buy-side liquidity gets rated, and wait for a higher push-up and then take it in another fair value gap. But this was SMT, so if I go to the NASDAQ chart over here, right, and then this is the SMT part. So we had equal highs right over here, and it's a dotted line. So so we actually had equal highs over here, right? So this is indicating there's accumulation going on right now on NASDAQ. If you follow the AMD model, right, accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution, this was a perfect example. So we start accumulating just before those highs. And then you see a small manipulation down into that fair value gap, right? This one manipulates down and then an impulsive move up. So this is a good example of when you see accumulation just before these highs, anticipate that to get rated, but wait for a sell side liquidity rate first, right? So this could actually be somewhat of a turtle soup entry, right? So you're buying below an old low. This is a short-term low. I don't know exactly if turtle soup is has to be below a long-term low. I think short-term low is good too. So you could enter over here inside the fair value gap still, turtle soup entry, and then ride it up, right? ES went into the bullish order block. So we filled in completely this fair value gap. Then we have this order block over here, and this order block is valid. And why is this order block valid, right? Let me put OB over here. Why is this order block valid, right? I like it when it's like supported by a fair value gap and it takes liquidity. So we have these wicks down here. I consider this liquidity too. When we take that liquidity and you have to see displacement after, then you know, okay, this one is probably valid. Displacement part is very important for that order block. We dip into it below 8:30 opening price, right? Also important. So lining up, and then if we want to be really picky, we can take a fib from where the move happened from, right, and take it up to here, and you can see it dips perfectly in the OTE levels, and then it runs up. First partial, probably above this high, right, and you can actually see this is actually interesting. This candle over here is actually creating equal highs, right? So let's dive in a little bit deeper in the lower time frame. Let's go to the 1 minute, see if we can find something. Yeah, this is actually interesting. So we do create like these equal highs, do you see over here? Equal highs. We want to target those always, right? Now you see this impulsive move up from that 5-minute order block, right? And what do we create over here? We have this fat 1-minute order block, right? Because we have force going up and leaving equal highs behind. So you could take it just on the order block when it retraces back into it. Preferably in the discount area, of course. So let's take a Fibonacci from here to here, right? From the low to the high. As soon as it hits this part of the order block, so a little bit lower than the opening price, it's good to go, and then stop loss below the order block right over here, and if you want to be safe, below the swing low, of course. So it's actually another opportunity over here now that I look at it. But yeah, first partial up here, taking the buy side liquidity. Let's go back to the 5-minute. And then target eventually would have been the previous daily high, right? And that could have been a 7.25R trade. With partials, it would be more like a 3 or 4R trade, right? But I think if I would have taken this trade, I would have gotten stopped out break even after we took out this high, right? Because we are running up very high, almost to target. Taking partials in internal range liquidity is also something which is good to do. So we have this whole fair value gap up here, right? And once it gets fully filled in, so over here, or even we did wick into this small fair value gap over here, right? So this one, it gets hit, and that's a good area to partial to because it is internal range liquidity, and we're targeting external, which is the previous daily high, right? So good, another partial over here and full close over here. If it's that close to the target, I would probably have partialed also here. Let's go back to the 5-minute, and interesting to see actually that ES runs again pretty deep, right? So that's another SMT because I would have been break even at this point when price would have been here, and then it would have wicked me out by like a micro pip, like a quarter of a point. So that's why it's always good to take partials, right? Always pay the trader. If you go to NASDAQ, this is the same low as the ES low. So yeah, this is a big SMT over here, indicating NASDAQ has the most strength, right? So yeah, this is actually a little bit choppy ES AM session, but yeah, overall the higher time frame draw was bullish. What happens in lunchtime? It pushes up further, and then we started to consolidate during the PM session. And now it's probably gonna retrace lower. We're leaving this fair value gap behind right now. On the higher time frame, still favoring more upside, but we gotta be cautious. It's NFP week and it's the start of the August summer doldrums, right? So guys, if you like this review, once again, hit that like button, right, or subscribe. Join the free Telegram if you want. I will update some charts from now and then. So yeah, guys, I will be back with another review tomorrow, and I'm probably gonna stream NFP on Friday. So we'll speak then, I guess. Have a great day.